All right, it's Sunday afternoon here, and I'm over at the paint booth. Just to give you a little look at some of the stuff. They behind that middle bay is the actual booth, and part of the problem is they just don't have enough space for body work here, and they do a lot of body work in the paint booth. On days that they're not painting, they got cars in there doing body work, and a lot of these are used car lot cars, and a lot of them leak oil. So they're constantly putting oil dry down in the paint booth to sop it up, and get the oil out, but it leaves that grit and stuff. So this is the mixing room here. This is my stuff, all my paints and things, and then this is their bench and mixing area. I don't really have a mixing area. This is just for storage. So I mix up my stuff over here. And there's all this paint that's been spilt and dried. So when you clean your gun with solvents, you get solvents out everywhere, and it softens up the existing paint, and anything you put down there, paint gets on it. So it's in rough shape. There's the inside of the paint booth right there. And they got this truck in here. They've had this in here for a long time. These guys do, paint jobs that are about between $500 and $1,000 for an overall. I think he's charging like $1,200 to do this truck, and I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy the kind of work they do for such little money. But you can see every time I come in here, I have to clean out the paint booth first, and the better job you do cleaning it, the better chance you'll have of getting a somewhat decent paint job. But I asked him about that. It's like, just leave it in there, it'll be fine. I mean, clear overspray, everything getting all over the door glass. I don't know if they're, what the plan is on that, but those filters back there are, they're beyond clogged and stopped up. A couple of them have pulled through and, probably let most of the air through. This is that backer for David's Marine logo, and I had a couple of bleed throughs with the candy. The candy red was down here, so I've kind of spotted that in. I did a little back masking there. See a little bit of okay, it's just some, I thought it was a paint line, but it's just overspray. So I'll wipe that down with a tack cloth, and then here's these two little areas that have to get red in them. I'll mask all around this. And you can see that I've got this back mask right here because it's blending to an existing area that's visible. This back up in here is not visible. Just the center of the triangle is right in there, but the edges will not be visible. So hard line is no big deal. So I got one there and one here. So I'll mask the rest of this up. Getting ready to spray red on these flags here in a little bit. I'll just put the blue down. So when that gets ready to get masked and get the red on it, I'll do the red on that, since I'll have it in the gun. So anyway, Sunday afternoon, getting stuff done. You guys, I'm gonna make another video about the paint booth at the shop, but you can kind of see what I'm working with, and I'm about 20 minutes away from where the shop is. So it's a hassle to go back and forth and all that. So now it's kind of just a waiting game. I have to wait about an hour. I just sprayed this blue on here. So I need to wait about an hour to let that, flash off good. And then we'll reverse mask it, mask this off, and then mask the stripes. And spray the red, and then clear it all. All right, guys, I'll see you. By the way, this is a new style paint job. If you, get your stuff in primer and then go ahead and let it sit and get a lot of bird crap on it, what it does is it etches into the surface. The acid in the bird crap will etch into the surface and give you better adhesion. It'll kind of bite in there with that chemical that's in your in the bird crap. But anyway, I just finished the flags and finished the backer plates, getting those little repairs done, and it was looking pretty good. Flags for Al and Hal. Al has already bought something from me, and Hal actually has as well. Hal bought one of my very first flags. I want to say he might have even been the second one that I shipped out, and Had a pretty bad experience with it. I don't think it was our best quality work. I think it looked pretty good, but it's not laying out near as nice as I'm able to get these to look now. So Hal and Al, I mean, these are both identical. They turned out great. The clears laid out really nice on them. So yeah, I started at 9:30 this morning and did the prep on these, finished these, got over here. I did take a little bit of a break and went for a walk. Just too nice outside not to. And then came back, ate something, and then headed over here. And it's about 6 p.m. now. So we'll get this uploaded. That'll be a wrap for today. And I'll definitely have more videos on the paint booth situation. I mean, you guys see what I'm dealing with here. And, you know, and the thing about it is I want these flags and everything I paint to look as good as it can look out of the gun. And, you know, because wet sanding and buffing this to get a really mirror finish is just not reasonable, feasible. It's not even really possible on the kind of surfaces, too flimsy and too, you know, too much jagged edges. You'd burn through every edge on it, you know, trying to wet sand and buff it. But, so I want it to come out of the gun looking as good as I can make it look, you know, and it's looking good. I mean, you know, I've really been paying a little more attention to the surface prep and going over everything multiple times with a tack cloth. But even with that, you know, you'll notice little imperfections like that. You can see that one right there. Something dropped in there. I mean, overall, when you get it hanging up, you're never going to notice it, but, you know, it's just, I'm actually surprised with as much, you know, crap and everything in here. Of course, this is up near the, you know, this stuff here is okay. It's not going to, you know, come back this way at all, get sucked that way. But still, even, you know, even back here, this thing's got gaps all the way around it. And, you know, any of this stuff at any time is liable to be picked up and sucked up into the air and come airborne and land on a horizontal surface. The good thing about painting this stuff, all of these signs and everything, is I can lay them up. You know, I try to get, if it's unlevel, I try to level them out with paint sticks to get it as flat as possible. And that way I can just hammer the clear on, you know, and get it to lay out really flat because the surfaces are flat. The bad thing about the flat surfaces is they attract tons and tons of dust. You know, anything airborne, anything on me, you know, anything in my scruffy beard, maybe the sausage biscuit I had for breakfast, there's a imperfection that showed up in there. So let me get out of here before I get more stuff on this than needs to be. And I'll see you guys later.